Timmerman has been tracking terrorism and weapons of mass destruction programs for 25 years. He is currently a contributing editor of Newsmax Media and has appeared in Time Magazine, Reader's Digest, American Spectator, you name it. In 2006, he was jointly nominated with John Bolton for the Nobel Peace Prize. What did you lose to Al Gore? His latest book, Shadow Warriors, tells a story about how partisan bureaucrats at the State Department and CIA undermine our war against terror. He is a former president of the Maryland Taxpayers Association. Give a hand for Ken Timmerman.
Well, good afternoon, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to demand fiscal responsibility in smaller government, a government that returns to the size and to the limited functions our founders intended. One of the functions they did intend the federal government to fulfill was for the public safety, as Article 1, Section 8 calls it, the common defense. I'm here to talk to you about a grave threat to public safety, a threat so serious that all others that so deeply disturb us and that unite us here today pale beside it. And that threat is of a nuclear-armed Iran. Obama came to power with a promise to negotiate a global settlement with the regime in Tehran. He pretended that the Bush administration never talked to Tehran, and he was going to change that. Well, the Bush administration held no fewer than 28 high-level negotiating sessions with Tehran, 28. The last one was to convey an offer of nuclear cooperation to the regime that was delivered in person by Assistant Secretary of State Bill Burns in July 2008. Now listen to this. When Obama finally sent an emissary to talk to the Iranians 9 months after taking office, he had the chutzpah to send the very same official he said had never talked to the Iranians, Bill Burns. So little wonder that nothing happened from those talks. Former Israeli Defense Minister Ephraim Snei wrote recently that Israel would be compelled to attack Iran, compelled, if the U.S. and the international community didn't impose crippling sanctions that undermine the Tehran regime. No one in the Obama administration is talking about these kind of sanctions. Heck, they can't even get it together to pass a bill that'll cut off refined petroleum products from Iran. Here's the kicker. Snei said the Israeli attack would have to come just as Americans get out to vote this November, and that it would have a devastating impact on the Democrat Party, quote, sealing Obama's fate as president. Now, I'm not here to urge you to hope or pray for an Israeli attack on Iran, far from it. But I am here to warn you what will inevitably happen if our lawmakers do not act immediately to force the president to sign this sanctions bill. Earlier this week, Obama held a nuclear summit in Washington. Even though the national media was shut out, they praised the president for conducting a nuclear seminar with some 40 heads of state. That seems to me would have been a great opportunity to talk about sanctions on Iran and maybe gin up some international support for that. Nothing like that happened. What a waste of time. The president told us that his nuclear summit made us safer. Do you believe that? No. Are we safer today than we were under George W. Bush? No. The first thing Obama did when he came to power was to outlaw torture by U.S. officials, torture that wasn't even happening. He ended the enhanced interrogations of terrorist suspects. Do you think we're safer because of that? No! He continues to insult our friends, such as Great Britain and Israel, while he bows to the dictators of Saudi Arabia and Communist China. No! Do you think we're safer for that? No! Just recently, President Obama announced a new nuclear posture that essentially declared the end of U.S. nuclear deterrence. Do you think we're safer because of that? No! Terrorist regimes take us more seriously today because we have renounced the preemptive use of force. My friends, I have always believed in the tremendous power of the American idea. Dictators all over the world hate us and fear us because of our freedoms. And yet, under Obama, our freedoms are under attack, and our nation is weaker and more vulnerable than it has been since Jimmy Carter. We need to take back Washington. We need to elect representatives and U.S. senators who have read this document and who will apply it and enforce it. We need judges who understand that our Constitution is not about empowering government, but limiting government. We need leaders who are proud of America, who, not leaders who travel around the world to apologize for America. We need leaders who understand that we are at war and who the enemy is. We need leaders who understand that we were attacked, not because of our policies, but because of who we are. To radical Islam, America in itself is an affront. In the words of those Muslim preachers of hate, America must submit to Muslim domination or we will have war. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, a nuclear-armed Iran will mean the end of American society as we know it. Why do I say that? Because in every possible scenario, now I've explored a few of them in this book, America and American interests will suffer damage of such inordinate consequence that it will take a generation to rebuild our nation and its standing to where we are today. Ladies and gentlemen, if I asked you if we were safer today than we were on January 19th, 2009, it wasn't an academic inquiry. I'm not here to conduct an Obaminar. I'm here to warn you of a clear and present danger to our nation, which our Commander-in-Chief appears determined to ignore. Ladies and gentlemen, we must take back Washington, not to save our pocketbooks, not even to save our freedoms, but to save our lives. Thank you very much.
Hey, we all know this song, and you can all sing it with me. Let me see the hands back there. Let's get Rockville fired up, folks. Let me see your hands back there. Come on. Now, professionally, I'm a Neil Diamond impersonator, and those of you that know Neil Diamond, we get our hands in the air. We're going to say it like we mean it, because we're taking back America. Traveling far, we've got a home. It's called the USA.